Welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host JJ here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
And we love Amazon Live, and we're so excited to be part of Sway TV.
Get curious! Get curious!
Look what my little mama gets to ride.
What do we do here on Sway TV? We shop.
Yo, suit up! Inhale. I literally just inhaled a fly.
The most hilarious thing that has ever happened to me on live Amazon television.
Would you like to be Sway TV host?
Yes! Here we go. So many giveaways here at Sway TV. I'm ready to battle shop live! Yeah!
This is fun.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
Everyone is holding their breath.
I have our winner.
I'm so excited, I can't even stand it.
I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
6, 5,
4, 3.
2, 1.
Talk to all your friends and your family. Let them know about Sway TV.
Thank you for being part of our community here at Sway.
Sway TV is here to stay. Thank you, Amazon.
Thank you, Sway TV.
Shop attainment all the time.
We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying.
Here we go for you.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned! Woo!
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sway TV. I'm your host, Candace Kita, and today I have got an amazing guest, and you know what? I just want to bring him on because he's so cool and so terrific, and I think you guys are going to have a great time with him. Now, you've seen him on film, and you've seen him on TV, and he's got that rugged, leading man kind of look, so I want to bring him on and talk about his career and all the awesome products that you can get right here on Amazon, on box sets, DVDs, and you can order them right here on Amazon Prime. I'd like to introduce everybody to Blain Gray. Blain, thank you so much for coming on. How are you?
Good. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Now, we got Blain up so early in the morning, so thank you for joining us live. And, Blain, why don't we go ahead and just start at the beginning and let everybody know, first off, are you from Los Angeles, and how did you get into acting?
Oh, wow. No, originally I'm from Phoenix. I got into acting kind of on a sideways note. I went to the military for some time, and then I got out and eventually came over here in my, mid-20s, I think. And that's how it was, kind of a sideways path. So.
Well, what made you decide to get into acting from the military? I mean, it's a huge segue.
Wow, it's kind of a dark story. I was in the Panama invasion with the 82nd Airborne in the late 80s. And I had some combat experiences that I said, if I get out of here alive, I am going to go do whatever I wanted, whatever was kind of scary to me, which acting was one of those things. And at times it still terrifies me. And that's basically one of those things where it was like, all right, you just got to do it. You got to work through it. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome to have a successful acting career. So. And
actually, let's talk about that. Diego says good morning. Good morning, Diego. We've got Blain Gray with us here. If you guys have any questions or comments that you want to ask Blain about his career, his military career, his acting career, now's your opportunity, because you guys, we are coming to you live right now from sunny Los Angeles, about 7:26 in the morning. We got Blain up super early. So go back to that, because I think it's really interesting. What type of obstacles? Because a lot of people think, oh, hey, you look like a leading man, just come out here and make it in Hollywood. What types of obstacles do you feel like you have had to overcome?
Mostly internal. It's really hard to learn to be fully vulnerable and present, because especially you grow up, and if you're not in LA and have parents that that you get to see how it works. You grow up and you see things and you idolize things and you want to be like that, whatever version that is, and that might not be who you are. You know what I mean? And what we want to see on screen is truthful acting. We want to align ourselves with somebody and have an experience through that event. And if you don't allow people to see your vulnerability and who you are and truthfully live in the moment, then it just doesn't work.
That makes sense. So it's like actors always have to not even only portray reality, but they have to be real in that moment.
It's really tough. Yeah. Well, at the beginning, it's really tough because it's all the stuff that you don't want to show people, your weakness, you're afraid, your insecurities, all these things that we actually want to see on screen, because it's really boring to see somebody that's perfect. Like, when you see a really attractive person, I like a little flaw. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, okay. A bad example, but you see those strip club signs, like 30 beautiful women and one ugly one. You're like, oh, they're going towards that concept. But you really want somebody that you can identify with. And now I'm at the point, it still makes me nervous. And there's still things that sometimes you get roles and I just worked on one yesterday for an audition that you don't want to be seen in that light. To be quite honest, I get it's a Tyler Perry show, a new show, and it's a racist role. And you know what I mean? It's just you have to align yourself with a point of view, because nobody wants to see me saying, oh, I'm not a racist. They want to see somebody that's a racist. So it's hard to do that. But some of the things as I go along, it's just fun. You know what I mean? To get to be different and get to go be action or play doctor or whatever, just have a different existence. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Ricky says good morning. Good morning, Ricky. And like I said, we've got actor Blain Gray with us on today. Gina says, Blain, hello, exclamation point. And Ricky says good morning. And then Johnny Kong says, good morning, Blain. That's awesome. You guys, we've got a great actor on with us today. And he's talking about basically being vulnerable as an actor. And like you said, just bringing that inside reality and all your insecurities. And I think this is the thing, when people see you from the outside, I think that they would say, oh, hey, good looking leading man, no problems, no issues, Superman. Oh, Gina says you can be Rob Lowe's twin. I never thought of that before. I see that now, though. Have people said that before?
I have, and I've met him, and he's actually much just tinier than me.
Really?
Yeah, no, yeah, because somebody had suggested, oh, you could be his brother on some show, and I was like, oh, great. And I met him. I'm like, I don't think so. He's,
You guys would be like this, because you're like at least. Let me guess, because I'm good with height. Are you 6'2"?
Around, yeah, pretty much there.
That's what I thought. So Gina
Yeah.
says Blain is strikingly handsome! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Thank you.
But that brings up a good point, because do you think that a lot of roles that you go out for are kind of like the leading man role? And do you feel like, one, it's good, or two, you've been typecast?
Well, listen, I have enough friends that are. I'm not going to complain. I'm going out on leading role and things. First off, I do think a lot. I guess I am going to complain about this. Let's go with that, because it's the competition is more stiff, and it's more about your name brand, what you bring to the thing on different movies. Like I've done a lot of these different movies, but when you step up to different levels, if you don't bring international acclaim, you're just not even going to get in and get seen. But I have friends that are character actors, and they work nonstop, and they get really interesting things. Honestly, the leading man role is not always the most interesting. And when you really look at it, they're running around solving the problems, but like the bad guy, or just there's a lot of you get a lot more acting on certain things. So
have you had the opportunity to play a villain per se?
I have. I have not seen the final project. We shot it in 2012, I think, and I played a serial killer, and that was dark. Which, there's a book by the person that coined the term serial killer, and I went through it to read it for research and blah, blah, blah. And all it did was like freak me out because there's some horrible stuff that happens. But yes, it's, I have, and that's always fun. More often than not, because of the way I do look, I do go for more the hero roles.
I would totally see that, because don't you think, you guys, he kind of has that square jaw like Superman too. Gina Capone asks a question. I don't know this, Blain, so it's definitely for you. Were you in Mayans? Were you in the Mayans?
I was.
What is that, you guys?
Oh, that's the spinoff to Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what did you do in Mayans?
I played a cop that pulled over the lead, and then he kicks our door in and drives off, and we spin out and chase him, and one of my standard roles as a cop. So, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Gina says it is a spinoff of Sons of Anarchy, like Blain was just saying. You guys, we have Blain Gray here. He's an actor in Los Angeles. You've seen him in so many things. I'm going to bring up one of the things that I think you guys have all seen, and I want your opinion on it. And then, Blain, tell us about this. Tell us about the shoot, what it was like, the actors that you were working with. You can't see it, Blain, but everybody else can, so I'm going to show them. Tell us. Now, you guys, this is Westworld, the complete first season. It's a DVD box set. It's a great price. You can get the whole first season. Blain, tell us all about this, because we all know you from Westworld.
No, that was a fun shoot. But it was, just on a personal level. I had booked it, I don't know, a couple months before the shoot. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and so because they block shoot out. So they go to a location, and they shoot out everything at that location. So they were shooting out the underground portion, which we shot downtown at the Staples Center. And so they have it all, kind of like this is the dates, and it was great. And I have children, and my wife had an event. She was going to be out of town. So I was like, oh, great. I've got a sitter set up. And they called me the day before and said, oh, yeah, just to let you know, it's a night shoot, which is never good. When I was young, it was like, yeah, but like now it's like, just not night shoot. So anyhow, so my call time was like, I don't know, 7 p.m. And then just went in, and the Staples had just been turned into a mass movie set underground. And we shot all night, overnight. They shoot on film, which is really unusual these days. I said it's just strictly video. They're shooting on film, and everybody was fantastic. And my scene is, we have this moment with I'm blanking on her name right now. She plays Charlotte in it, but she's in everything. She's in Thor. So she comes up, we have a conversation. We get in an elevator to go up to Westworld. And I didn't know where I was going to come out. And I was really hoping, because there's Utah, there's Santa Clarita where I came out, and some other places. I was like, oh, maybe I'll come out and, get a trip to Utah. But I came up to Santa Clarita, and they are a very big show, and don't always get everything that they need, like any show, but more so on this show. And so they kept bringing me out and not making the day. So I would just come out and sit, hang out with a bunch of actors and, and stuntmen, and chill and have good food, and then not make our shot, and then come back. And then they finally came up, and I had a big scene that I was excited about, where because basically I come out of the elevator, drive off, I jump off. We just kept running out of time. But there's a scene where I'm rallying the crew, and I'm talking to the guys, and and then I get a bullet to the side of the head, and then this giant war breaks out, and we never got to shoot it. So, yeah.
No, so sometimes that happens. You guys, thank you so much for putting Westworld in the queue. And then Johnny says, Mayans takes place 2.5 years after the events of Sons of Anarchy, and it is set hundreds of miles away in the fictional California border town of Santo Padre. Thank you so much for that. And then Gina says, Johnny, did you watch Mayans and Sons of Anarchy? I did, and Johnny said it was very, very cool. So that, a lot of people don't understand that when you shoot sequences on film, and for movies and film like you did for Westworld, you're actually in Los Angeles, downtown, in the underground part. Instantaneously, you pop up the very next second, but you're shooting on a different day and a completely different location, and you're in Santa Clarita. But for us, it looks seamless.
No, and that was literally 3 months later.
What?
Yeah, because there's such a big show and they've got so much stuff. And I was talking to the writers because I never saw anything other than what I saw. And some shows are really precious about it because they have so many people that are obsessed with it. They want to get the script, and then they have spoilers. They were still writing the show as they were shooting it in parts of it. Yeah. So I found that out. And then I also found out, I can't remember which episode was it 2 or 1, was a complete, like, not a clip show, but they ran out of budget and time, and they just took extra footage from everything and made a show.
No.
Which tells you how much stuff they shoot. It's crazy.
So did you know, because they're going as, like they're writing as they go, did you know a couple months later you were going to pop up in Santa Clarita? Because I've seen the scene. I know where you're at. Yeah,
no, I did know that I was coming up, and because, when I had auditioned originally, it was the full scene with getting a bullet to the head. You know what I mean? So I had this whole monologue and everything. So that was the scene I knew we came up, but I wrapped out, I shot overnight, got off at like 7 a.m, drove home immediately, relieved my babysitter, got like 2 hours sleep, and then got up and had to do the rest of the day. But they didn't, those, oh yeah, we're gonna contact you on dates, because I don't think they really had dates yet. And it was to the point where it was months later, I was like, oh, they probably just gave up and I'm just gonna go up the elevator. I don't know. So it was a surprise when I got the call, So, and they're a fantastic show. The logistics of what they're doing is so insane. You know what I mean? The amount of people.
Oh, I can imagine. And then we had a comment that said, wow, that's insane. Michael says hi to you. And then Johnny said, enjoyed watching. The writers deserve a good amount of credit. Cliffhangers throughout. Oh, no moments throughout. Actors and actresses' performance were excellent. Michael says, hi to you, Blain. And then, Johnny says, I can't wait for the next season. I'm thrilled. So do you know if there's going to be, you guys, anybody, if there's going to be the next season, when it's going to be coming out in Westworld? And they've had 2, right?
I believe so.
And you were in the second season, right?
Right. And, technically, that was the one thing. I'm technically alive somewhere in the Westworld, world. So, if they need a quick thing. Yeah, I don't know about that. So technically, once you've been on a show in some capacity, like that would have been I would have been burned for that show, because you're like, oh, didn't that guy die in season 2? But that hasn't happened. So technically I'm alive. If they did want to bring me back for something, that'd be fantastic. But generally, when you do a show and you establish a part, unless it's going to be recurring, you're burned for that show. So your agent doesn't submit you anymore,
Yeah, because you kicked the bucket, so you can't come back. Michael said it's coming back in August. Thank you so much, Michael, for letting us know. And he also says, hi, Gina, Candace, and Blain. Hi, Michael. How are you? Ricky said, oh, thank you, Ricky. Westworld has had 3 seasons. So thank you, Ricky, for letting us know that. And like I said, we've got actor Blain Gray here. You've seen him in so many projects. And, we're just going to be looking at projects. Tell me about a project that you've done where you have come back more than one time.
It's not out yet. I just wrapped a new Apple show. Everything films under a code name. I don't know. Anyway, so
explain that to people so they know, because a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, so when you drive around Los Angeles, there is signs everywhere, and they say, like, set here, and they'll say, like, what was the name of this thing? Olivia. It was called Olivia for that, which I think alludes to Olivia Newton-John. So it was said Olivia, and that's what you go by, and you don't know when you book. You're like, okay, great. And then it's called Physical. It's a new show that takes place in the 80s in the aerobics world, and it's Rose Byrne and an amazing cast of some other people. And that one was also block shot. Make sure I say that right. Block shot. So I would go to a location and shoot 3 episodes, or I think maybe it's 4. I think it ended up being like 4 episodes. But you go there and like, okay, so this is, you shoot something, you go change your wardrobe, you come back. Everybody tries to figure out exactly what we're doing, and like, okay, this is the day. And then you've got to kind of go over what is happening in that script, even though you were just there 5 minutes ago doing something different. So, yeah.
That's why, yeah, it's confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I did do, okay, so I did, which is not something I would normally do, because technically it's a stand-in, but I auditioned for this show called Black Monday. And it was weird because I was auditioning to play, they're the Lehman brother twins. And I'm blanking on the actor's name, but I auditioned for it, and it was like this huge, insane, like wacky monologue and all this stuff happening. And I was like, isn't this cast? Like, how am I auditioning for something that's cast? And what it was is the actor played twins, and he needed somebody because they brought in just a stand-in, and it just didn't work. They needed an actor to improvise with him so that they had that reality. And I looked enough like him. I actually ended up getting a couple episodes out of it as an actor, the way it worked out, because I'm in the I think it's just the back of me is in the shot. But and I was sitting there, on the first day, and I'm working off of Don Cheadle, and and I was like, I don't care why I'm here, I'm loving it. And so we would do God, I'm blanking on his name. I gotta figure his name. Anyway, he would do his shot, and when you do a shot, you do this scene, and then they'll move the camera and they'll do another angle of it, and then maybe they'll do the other person's all the coverage. They do all the coverage. But with this particular situation, he was playing twins. And so we'd have to do the scene all the way out and then flip characters. You and I would swap clothes. We had our own clothes. We'd swap clothes, and then we'd do it all over again. And then we had to do that for multiple days on that same set because we were block shooting. It was so confusing. And it's probably the only time, and I felt better with him because he's like, he had it all written down on a board just so we knew what day it was. But
oh my gosh,
you want to be on your day, and I'm like, I don't know what we're doing right now. and most of it was improvisation, like improv, and he would just go, and then he would look at me. And the first day or so, I was like, am I supposed to talk? Because these are his lines. And he would just improv. I'm like, all right. So I have no idea how much ended in the show, but it was one of the funnest jobs I've had.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny? Sometimes like you need somebody like a script supervisor or somebody to help keep you on track, because it's putting a movie together is like putting a puzzle together, little pieces, and everything's out of sequence. And you always have to remember what came right before that scene and what's going right after that scene, so you have it in context, or you cannot remember day to day.
Well, script supervisors are great. I always like, even when I'm doing it, because when I learn lines, if they get changed, sometimes you get them in your head as you learn them, and then on the day you shoot, they're like, oh, we're gonna change this line. But when you get emotionally connected, you're relying on your memory to come out for the words, and you mess it up, or I mess it up, and I can't tell you how many times I'm like, I'll get done with something, I'm like, oh no, I know they're coming, and then the script supervisor come on and go, another, you said this, I'm like, okay. And I just I know I'm going to mess it up 5 more times. Can we just change the line? Yes. Script supervisors have a hard job.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Now, you guys, I want to show you another awesome project that Blain has been in. He's actually like the main guy in this project. And I remember seeing it and saying, oh my gosh, you can actually see him in this beginning thing. Blain, you can't see, I'm going to show everybody. This, you guys, you can rent this right now on Amazon Prime right now. You can also buy it on high definition DVD. This is The Last Scout, and you can see Blain right there next to the bald guy. So tell us, what is this awesome movie about?
It's oddly, hopefully not ever coming true. Basically, we've ruined the world's resources, and there is a desperate bid to find a habitable planet. And, it begins with, the usual chaos, the world's ending. We're in outer space. All the other ones have failed that have gone to scout these other universes, or galaxies. But within that context, there are other countries fighting to get there first to plant their flag. And this is the last scout, but we find out that there is a person on board and murdering other members. And we're down to the last possible place that it could be. And everybody's just sick of being in outer space and desperate and depressed, and and then these murders start happening. So it's kind of like a whodunit in outer space.
Well, now I've seen bits and pieces. This is such an awesome movie. How did you work are you on green screens? Because I see you sitting there and you're in outer space. How did they do that? Are you actually on a sound stage? Just for a lot of people who don't know how special effects work in film.
Yeah, absolutely. We shot. Well, here within the community is very famous. It's the Laurel Canyon stages, and it's they shot Firefly there, parts of that, and it's got a standing outer space set, and then it's got a giant green screen wall, probably 40 feet high and well lit. And when we shot parts of it, there's a scene where I'm doing different things with my hands and stuff, which now is really commonplace. You know what I mean? Like you're on a commercial, you're phoning, you're doing a phone. But we were on the phone. They were a UK company, and we were on the phone with the effects person, and they were setting points for me with him. So there's a giant green screen, and they're like, okay, up, 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 up. Okay, go set a point there. Okay, that's going to be point one. And so you're doing your thing, and then you're looking and you're rotating, and then they have it all pre-visualized where they're going to put everything. And, and you really, that's one of the things you have to overcome initially, is just the silliness of it. That there's nothing there and you're just interacting with something, and it's super, you know what I mean? You got to really 100% buy into it, because most people will be like, I know I did initially, but it's fantastic what can be done and post, to be honest with you.
Does it take longer for you as an actor on set to shoot for special effects, to have it in consideration, or than like a regular show when you're not, flying in outer space, or is it done primarily in post?
Both. Both. But I mean, the danger is that you don't. I'm actually I'm getting ready to direct something, a short, and we're going to use some green screen footage. But the danger is that you don't do it right the first time, and you leave the location, or it's expensive to reshoot. So everything needs to be exactly right. So that initial lighting is so important. All the little eye lines are so important. There's all sorts of considerations which you need to have your visual effects person tell you exactly what it is, and it's meticulous. But if you don't, then it looks bad.
Yeah, you got to go back.
You got, or you don't, because of this, to be honest, we've all seen ones where they don't go back.
Yeah. You guys were talking to actor Blain Gray today, and we're showing you some of his awesome shows, movies, film, television shows that he's been in. You can get right here on Amazon, and you can rent them on Amazon Prime. Let's take a look at this one, because, we just talked about a serious movie, and it was kind of a darker movie. Let's talk about some of the comedy that you have done. You guys, you're looking at right now, Jane the Virgin, with Gina Rodriguez. Now you can get this on DVD, and you can also get it on Blu-ray right here on Amazon. Tell us about this show.
That was fantastic. I listen, when you go on a show and there's an established, well, I'll tell you my first experience on a show. I got my SAG card on a show called Wings 100 years ago, and I was nervous, and I had auditioned for this show. I turned down the audition like 3 times from my agent because they wanted a dancer. It was a male stripper. I'm like, I can't dance. I'm not doing it. They're like, just go in, have fun, do your thing. I'm like, nah. It just goes. So I go, I end up booking it. And they're like, listen, we're going to, I ended up wearing a Speedo in it. Initially, they're like, whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm like, let's just be fully clothed. But the first day on set, everybody's nice, but one of the leads came in, and I'm again blanking on his name. Anyway, he got in an argument with the producers because I found out later he just re-signed his contract and they were going to develop a storyline and a spinoff, and they didn't. So he yells, he throws his script across the stage, and I don't see him till the day we shoot. I was like, oh my God. So there's these sets where people are not happy. They've been on it for a while for whatever reason. Back to Jane the Virgin. The best so far table read and shooting experience that I've had, in the fact that everybody there was happy. Everybody was thankful. They were on, several seasons into the show, and they understood how good they had it, that they get to go play, get really well paid, and all of this stuff, and not be divas. It was just fantastic. And the director, so bad with the names. I just watched his movie. He directed the live action Casper. And I just watched it with my oldest at that point, and I was oddly excited to work with him. So, and he was fantastic as well.
Oh, that is awesome. And Ricky just said, I loved Wings. I have the DVD box set of it. So you were saying that Wings was your very first project. Can you tell us about that? And you know what, you guys? I have it right here. So as Blain is telling us about it, let me show it to you. Go ahead. Oh, Blain's drinking coffee. So while he's drinking coffee, let me tell you what this is. This is Wings, the complete series box set that you guys are looking at right now. It's reasonably priced, and you can also get it on DVD. And it's got 16 discs in it, so it must be a huge series. Tell us, it says it's all hilarious, is what it says, the complete series. So tell us about Wings.
It's pretty accurate. What's funny is, so that was my first job, and you're just looking around, like it was all on stage. It was a multi-camera, so it was several, like a single camera, you might go outside and do different things. A multi-camera takes place on stage, so you go from this location to this. It's all on stage, and we shot in front of a live audience, which was everything was new to me at that point, so it really didn't matter. But I remember sitting at the table just in between takes and just chilling, and I was sitting with Tony Shalhoub, who I idolize now. And I had no idea. He wasn't Tony Shalhoub. He was Tony Shalhoub, but it was like his, some of his first things too. But I look back at that and I go, oh my God, that was Tony, Shalhoub. But I booked that and went in, and as a actor, it's so funny. Okay, there's a whole story to this, because as you book that, you're like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm on And I was a college student at CSUN at that point, and I just left midway. It's like, this is it. Side note, I'm finishing up my degree in screenwriting right now, and I had to go back and be like, hey, how do we get rid of that really bad GPA and do that? So I had to petition for that. But the show was well run. It was fantastic. Everybody was great. I was so wooden and stiff. They gave me a whole body. Great. But I played this cop, this male stripper, and I come in and knock on the door and say, we've had some noise complaints or whatever. And then, again, with names, the older woman on the show, it says, you're just a big bully. She grabs my shirt and just rips off these breakaway clothes. And then I start doing my little dance, which I don't dance. It's very painfully evident. And that was it. That was pretty much it. But it was fantastic. It was it was one of those things too at the end, because it's a live audience, you come out and you do a bow and everything. It was a very different experience than a lot of other experiences I've had. So. Oh,
that's awesome. Ricky said he loved Wings. He has the DVD box set. Thomas Hayden Church was hilarious as the mechanic in that show. And he also says, and Tony Shalhoub as the cab driver, as you were saying. Thomas Hayden Church, wasn't he in, what's that wine show, that wine movie? Sideways. What do you guys think of that? Do you remember that, Ricky? Do you remember that? He's so funny as the kind of jerky best friend of the other guy. Boy, my mind is fried this morning. I cannot think of it. But anyways, it is. I think that, Ricky goes, yes, it is a good movie. Now, we always talk about you, to me, having the look of a soap opera star. And I want to show everybody another project that you've done because you have done soaps. And we always talk about if you've done soap opera level, you could do anything because the amount of material that these actors have to remember every single day is overwhelming. So let me show everybody. Now, you guys, he's also been, Blain has been on 50, this is General Hospital. What I'm showing you is 50 years of General Hospital. And this is a DVD, it's a special DVD. So tell us about your experience on General Hospital. Was it more difficult than like film or sitcoms?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I read for several soaps currently now, but they're nerve-wracking. They don't have time because they have so much they have to get through to stay on schedule. You need to not be the person that messes up. And like I said, with the script supervisor, I'm usually like, I blow the first take, or I nail the first take and then blow the second one. There's always a few that you blow, but if you're the person that, you don't want to be the person that they have to go back and do another take for. You might get 2 takes max. And I remember I was doing one where I was just escorting the main bad guy into something, and we did 3 takes. And I looked around, and the first AD, assistant director, came over. He goes, no, it's fine. The director wants this to go. You didn't know, because you get like really nervous about the amount of stuff. I personally, I like a lot of breathing room. I like to work it out, you know. And what they'll do is they'll take you to a rehearsal room, and you just meet with the other cast members, and you sit down. You just run your lines, go out, you film. And hopefully everything's great. A very good friend of mine, Jeff Coper, is on it right now, and he's enjoying it. It's good to enjoy the process.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, tell us about Mark Deschner, because he's a casting director that's been known with General Hospital for years and years, decades. You and I both know him. I think he's such a good person for actors because he really does, he's 100% transparent. He always tells us what we need to do to better ourselves. What has your experience been with Mark Deschner?
Oh, amazing. I'm so impressed because you think about, oh gosh, I don't know how long he's been on that show, but basically every character you see on that show, probably currently, I don't know, there's a lot of people that have been there long, have come through him. And I've read for him multiple times. And his job is to shape that show and make sure they get just the right people for just the right role. And it's daunting. You know, I mean, look, if you look at the amount of people that have worked on that show as actors, since he's been there, every single one has stood in front of him and auditioned. And the thing is about him too, that's interesting, is he doesn't tape. Like sometimes you go into an audition, my experience is you go into an audition, you know, and they've got the camera thing and you do your read, and then it goes off to the producers, but he doesn't tape. And he's looking at you and he's seeing if you're truthful. And that tells me how much power that he has in this casting decision. You know what I mean? He's not taking that, running to the producer, and here's 5 guys, what do you think? They trust him to say, yeah, okay, that's great. And he's proven it over and over that he can do that.
Well, he said too, it's like you have to be memorable. You yourself have to believe that you are memorable for others to believe that you are memorable.
It's probably true. That's probably true. I subscribe to the Harrison Ford thing where you know, you should be believable. Mm-hmm. But I think it's both the same. I think if you're truly connected to your character and you're right and all the stars align, then you will get that role. But I've also seen, you know, I've been on the other side casting things, and you see somebody fantastic, but they are just not right to play the role because of, you know, we've already cast this role, which is opposite, maybe some mother child or sister or anything, you know. So you can be all of these things and still not be cast.
Exactly, and a lot of times actors are like, oh, why didn't I get the role? I was perfect for it. Well, maybe there was somebody a little bit more perfect. You know, you just never know, and you honestly, you can't even take it personally.
You can't, and like I remember when I first started, those of you that know Los Angeles, I live out in the valley, and I would be driving home from an audition, and somewhere going over the canyon, Laurel Canyon, I'd be like, that's what I should have done.
Oh.
You know, and I've been running that in my head all the time. Now my agent will call and go, hey, that job wants to put you on hold or whatever. I'll be, okay, I'm available. I don't even remember. You know, I mean, not that I'm so great. It's just that it's not worth worrying about anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even before we were able to talk on the phone in the car, you know, I'd be driving home looking like I'm talking to myself like a crazy person.
Oh, yeah.
I should have said it this way. I get it now. Now, you know.
Well, I was, okay. So my son, my youngest is 6 and is into Pokemon. And we were walking around a nearby park that's a Poke Haven. I don't know what it means. But, and I'm running these lines which are really racist. I mean, they're not saying certain things, but the overall thing, and I'm just running in my head and saying, I'm like, okay, wait, I can't, you know, and my son hears, I mean, we talk about this because he knows that I have to do this, but I'm thinking, yeah, I would walk around saying things, and then I'm like, ooh, okay, people don't know I'm rehearsing, and it's totally inappropriate. Yeah.
But now, you know, because we touched on this before, and I think it's important. I was going to go back to it. Do you think it's important, though, to play these villainous roles accurately to show people? Because you have to have the people that are you look very Aryan. Maybe you need somebody to be able to play the racist role accurately, and so you're actually doing a good thing, even though it's a role you don't like to portray.
Well, yes, and I am, like I said, I'm a screenwriting major. I'll have hopefully by fall, I'll have my degree. And so I'm working with a lot of young students that are writing. And they are hesitant, they are self-censoring because of all the stuff going on to even write something. So everything, I had this discussion with my professor the other day. It's like, we're not even getting creative ideas out the door because we're so afraid of cancel culture. You know what I mean? And so basically it came down, his solution was you got to find people you trust and you do what you do and then you put it out. But I was explaining to him, I read for this Nick Cannon project where I came in with the producers. They're all, you know, people of color. And I proceed to arrest a man and use the N-word multiple times.
Wow.
That person. And I have to mean it. I booked it, but I actually had something else. I couldn't do the job. But they don't want to see me. I'm not really like, they want to see somebody that they can hate. And it's so important to play this, you know. And that's one of those things that as I've done more and more and just got more comfortable, and you understand that it doesn't define who you are. You're you know, playing these roles.
Absolutely. And you know, you guys, let's take a look at another one of Blain's projects. Tell me what you think of this, if you like this show, and tell me what this is about, because I know, isn't this a darker show as well? You guys, you can see this right now on Amazon Prime. This is 13 Reasons Why. And you can get the entire season here, and it's got such high ratings. Tell us about your role, your experience on 13 Reasons Why. What is the show about? Do you guys know? Let us know. Blain.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was going to be multiple. That was going to be multiple episodes, and for whatever reason, it ended up not being, which is what happens. And yeah, it's about the suicide situation and with this person, and it was fascinating because I flew out to Northern California, and it was during fires. I don't know, a couple of years ago. Every year there's fires, and but my first scene, which is really the only one that even shows up, was in a crowded stadium, and so you know, you get up and there's 100 extras and you're filming and doing your thing, and that's one of those things too, is you just go, okay, this is what I do and this is how we do it. Yeah, it was a good experience. It was a great show. I would have loved to have done more. I played one of the characters' fathers, and everybody on the cast was really young, but well behaved. Let's just go with that. Sounds so old. They're well behaved. They were young, but they were you know, I didn't see any people really having issues. So
Right. Now, I'm speaking of that. Did you have any type? Because I know you have a military background, and also, what do your buddies from the military think when all of a sudden they're like flipping through on a Sunday afternoon, watching TV, and then all of a sudden, hey, Blain is in outer space. What a minute, what? Because it's such a strange thing between one world completely going over to this other world of acting. What do your military buddies think of this?
I think they think it's cool. I get a hey, a screenshot. Is that you? Or, and hopefully it is, because, there's other people that look like me. But, oddly, film is a lot like the military. You sit around, you wait, and then you hurry up and you got to do something really fast and not mess it up. And then you go back and you wait. So it's like extreme boredom coupled with like panic. And somewhere in there, you got to put your head together and hope that everything comes out all right.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we're talking to Blain Gray today. If you have any questions or comments, we love to hear from you. So let us know in the chat right now. We're talking about some of his awesome projects. This is a project, it came from, I'm going to show you guys. This project came from a young teen series of books, right? And I'm actually friends with the director of this project. So I wanted to bring it up because I love it. I think it's great for young kids. Now, you guys, I'm showing it to you right now. You can also see this is Sweet Valley High, and you can see this on DVD. And this is the complete first season right here. It's so cute, and like I said, I'm friends with the director, so I wanted to really bring it up. Tell us about this, and what did you do?
Okay, so to clarify, Wings was my first union job. They got me the car. This was a non-union thing. This was my first job in LA, and God, I haven't even seen that in years. I wonder what that looks like. Anyway, it was a blur. I have no idea. I wouldn't credit any acting to that or anything. I think if I remember right, I think I came in and talked to these twins and like hit on one of them, and was just like a total not great guy, if I remember right. Again, it's been a long time. I actually forgot I'd done that.
Well, do you go back and look at projects and say, "Oh, I did a good job," or do you go, I cringe?
I basically every project, I think I cringe. I don't look anymore. I mean, for the most part, I did something for BET. And I cannot, again, the name escapes me, but it was good. I mean, things I'll pull from my actors reel so that they can see you in different characters, and it was fun. I played this kind of sleazy sports agent, which was unusual. When you get to do something that's out of your normal wheelhouse, then I'm willing to sit there and look at it and go, oh, yeah, let's get more of that. So I'm actually thrilled to play fathers or anything outside of a military thing. I got that down.
Oh no! So you do watch your projects after, or you don't? Only specific ones.
If I know that there's a good scene for me to pull out, I'll watch it just for that. Or if it's a good show. I mean, if it's a good show, then there's like, oh great, Westworld, that guy got through it, and let's keep going. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of watching myself on screen because, especially nowadays, this is where I do my auditions and everything else. It's my studio. You're forced to become cinematographer, cameraman, sound, hair and makeup if you're doing that, everything. And so you get real critical. And the more you have to do that, the more you're like, okay, no, I don't like to watch myself.
Because I know a lot of actors that are, very, very well-known actors don't ever watch anything. And then some are really addicted to watching so they can perfect. So it's a different thing. So I wanted to show you this because I know, wasn't this based on, and tell me if I'm wrong, you guys, how many of you guys have seen this? Oh, Michael says, good morning. How are y'all? Oh, so this is Blain Gray, you guys. Michael, thank you so much for joining in with us today. And for those of you who are just joining us now, Blain Gray is an actor here in Los Angeles. You've seen him in so many projects like Jane the Virgin and like Westworld. And Michael goes, hi, Blain, and gave you an emoticon. So So we're just talking to him about some of these awesome projects that you can find right here on Amazon, DVDs and box sets, and also you can watch them on Amazon Prime. This is a project that you've been in, and wasn't it based on a Shakespearean play? I can't remember which one though. This is, oh no, or is it The Count of Monte Cristo? I can't remember. You guys, this is Revenge. Now, this is the box set for season 1, and you can get this on DVD. You can also rent this entire season on Amazon Prime. What is this show about, and what did you do on it?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't think I was on that show. I did a short called Revenge. I think this guy, sometimes this gets...
Oh, I got confused. Okay.
No, it's not you. It's actually IMDb. So IMDb, who is very non-communicative, does not like to fix their errors, and obviously I have some issues with them. But they'll put you in certain things and take you out of certain things, and nobody's there to justify. No, I did a short that I directed and produced years ago called Revenge. I do know the show Revenge, but I did, and I've read for it, but I did not participate in it, sadly.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, Michael just asks, because he just joined us, do you box? Are you a boxer too?
I don't box. I do, or I have done, I should say. I've everything's fallen by the wayside because of gyms, but martial arts. And my favorite, where I kind of shook out, was Krav Maga. There's forms of boxing in there, but that's more of a sport type thing. Yeah, and workout. I just prefer the other stuff.
Oh, awesome. Michael made a joke. He said, "Teach me, please." Oh, that's awesome. So have you ever used your martial arts in either auditioning or in the audition process or in booking a role?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the problem with martial arts. Like so I do Krav Maga because I like it, and the military and different things. And when you do it correctly, everything's tight. You know what I mean? Everything's tight. Like you're not, but when you do a movie thing, because that doesn't read when you throw an elbow like this, you've got to come really wide and you got to get it just right for the camera and do all this kind of stuff. So again, it's body memory. Like when I did the serial killer thing, there was a scene where, I'm fighting with a girl and then she has an ice pick and she stabs me, and we're supposed to get that. But we were doing all this stuff, but every time she did, I would, like, I'd block it, just out of training. And then we go back and play it back, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do that." I'm like, "Okay," but it gets so in your head. But it doesn't read well when you do certain martial arts. It just doesn't, and so you have to like reconfigure everything, and it doesn't feel right. So yes, it helps, but it doesn't help.
Got it. And Michael said you should teach Candace. That's very funny. I don't know if I can do that or not. But that actually brings up a good point. In addition to acting, like you recommend acting classes, what are the things you recommend, like fencing or martial arts or anything else for actors to become more well-rounded on the whole?
Yeah, absolutely. I like martial arts. That's, I do, and it's been a while, but it's good to be in your body and know different things. And I booked this job that fell apart. It was a feature, but we were going to do sword fighting. And so there's a studio, which I actually need to go back and do some other stuff, but we train for sword fighting. And I love it. I mean, not that I'm good at it or like anyway, I mean, I'm adequate at it. And just on a side note, when, we do lightsabers with the kids, I'm awesome. So I think anything that gets you in your body, I know, dancing, which again, I'm not good at and do not like, my wife can attest to that, but anything that gets you in your body and helps you, because a lot of people just act from here up, which is important, not that move around, but you also you got to embody everything. I think anything that gets you in your body.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what are some of the skills that casting directors don't expect you to have? Like you said, you are quite often cast as the leading man. What are some of the skills that you can show to surprise casting directors that they don't think that you have, that's maybe outside of what they think is your normal box of tricks?
I don't know exactly, because I don't get to have that conversation with them, but I would imagine I have extensive weapons knowledge from
Oh
hands-on
yeah,
to
absolutely.
military. I've parachuted multiple times. I mean, as a in the 82nd Airborne, fast rope, which I don't think I'd ever want to do, but properly on the thing. Fast rope is where a helicopter has this arm that hangs out and a rope that's about that big, and they drag it and they don't slow down. It's an insertion method, so they don't slow down, and you jump out with your hands and your feet and you clasp on it and you just slide down at like 30 or 40 miles an hour, and then you roll off and the next guy comes.
Wait, you jump out of the helicopter onto the rope and go down?
Yeah, and it's not a
as
huge
it's going.
jump. As it's going, like around, they the reason why you don't slow down is, and again, I have so much training. I did like jungle training as well, water insertions, but because when you stop and hover, they go, oh, let's go over there. When you don't slow down, they don't know exactly where you inserted as troops.
Oh, where you land.
Right. Well, yeah. So you don't stop and hover. You continually move. So you just don't know where the people exited. And it's not a huge jump, but it's enough that if you miss it, and you're 30 feet up, maybe higher, you're going down. And if you are slow, the guy that jumps after you is going to kick you in the head and either knock you off, or it's going to be a rough landing. So anyway, I've done that. I've rappelled out of helicopters. I've jumped out of helicopters. I don't know. I've got jungle training. I've got survival, evasion, resistance training. Not that any of that, I mean, I know it all mentally. I don't know if it would ever play into, because I've watched stuff and I've seen people play it just fine that I know have never done it.
Well, but like, I'm sure that would help in casting as far as like a war movie or something like that. For those of you who are just joining us, can you tell us a little bit about your military training, your military background? Because you are an actor, but you come from a very unusual background for an actor, I would say.
Well, you know where, yeah, and there's a community here, actually. It is a small, it's not a, huge community, but it's a good community of veterans. There's a lot of people, obviously, that have served. It's helped me in the fact, okay, so I was a combat medic with the 82nd Airborne assigned to a reconnaissance platoon. And so that basically meant that as a reconnaissance platoon, you go ahead of the group, technically behind enemy lines or whatever, and you do surveillance. And as the medic for this group, basically everybody became interchangeable. You had to, because like we had two or three sniper groups, and then we had the headquarters and the scouts, and so they would be out doing their thing, and it wasn't like I was going to be close to treat them if something happened. So I had to teach. I basically taught them everything I knew, and then they taught me things they knew. But that is all that's really done is allow me to look at a lot of stuff and go, that's total crap. But the medical training, I do have a medical background, and a lot of times jobs will say, do you have any medical training? And it, again, a lot of times shows, I did a show which will bring, I just won't name it, as a military technical advisor. And we did something, and the prop guy's like, I don't think you would have the hand on the trigger and do this, and that. And I was like, didn't we just heard gunshots, right? He goes, well, yeah. And I go, well, then you're locked, you're ready to go. You just heard gunshots. And then there was another thing too about the angle of the weapon. And I just said, you know what works for you guys? Who cares? You obviously, it's not, because really true military stuff, it's pretty boring. It's safe. It's not safe, but it's formalized so that you can basically hopefully walk into anybody you don't know, and you guys can work as a team, which doesn't always look good on screen.
Oh, got it, right. Because you want something more like, they want to see like Predator, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Which is a great movie. Oh my God, the new Predators, Shane Black. I love that show.
Oh, see, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Because I've seen it like enough for everybody. I've probably seen it like 5 or 6 times. It's a great.
You guys, have you seen the new Predator? Is it a movie or is it a series?
No, it's a movie, and it's Shane Black who did all the
Iron Man,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man, all this other stuff. But what's brilliant about that show is it starts, and it's not until the third act that you go, wow, okay, I got a breather. Things slow down for a second, but you're already in the third act. And we slow down for a second, and then boom, we're off. It just takes you on a ride. I personally love it. And I think that's a great way to tell a story.
Okay, you guys, you got to see it. I haven't seen it. Michael said he hasn't seen it either. The new Predator. Blain is highly recommending it. Now, Blain, let's look another. Blain has done so much that we just keep looking at all these awesome products. Okay, so let's take a look at this one too, you guys. And then, Blain, I want you to tell us about it. I do not know this. I want you guys to let me know what you think of this. This is, and Blain, tell us about it. Strange Angel. Now, we have season 1. So you can get this on DVD format here on Amazon. And you know, you can also rent the entire season 1 season right here on Prime Video.
That's good to know, first off, because I forgot about that job. Because it was like, I think CBS All Access. And I was like, I don't want to pay for another streaming service.
Oh.
So yeah, you know what? It's a really interesting concept. It's set in the 30s or 40s. I can't remember. It's a period piece. And, you know, we shot over in a historical area, I think, of these old houses that were appropriate for the time. But it involves Aleister Crowley. And I believe that's the person, he was heavily involved in like the magic
cult, yeah.
Cult. And it was in depth. I don't fully know the entire backstory, to be honest with you. I do know that it was really fascinating. There was a transgender woman that was playing a transgender woman on the show. And it was very, I think, very interesting. I actually should watch that, to be honest with you.
Oh, so you haven't, that's one of your projects that you haven't seen.
Yeah. There's many projects I haven't seen, to be honest with you. If it's television, there's a good chance I haven't seen it.
So what? You will do a project, know that it's coming out. You're one of the few actors that I know, and you won't watch it. But yet people will tell you, oh, hey, I saw you in this and I saw you in that.
You know, okay, so my manager goes through this all the time. That, like, I just booked something, I'm going to film it this week, right? He's like, hey, can we put a thing out and tell the world? And, you know, I remember years ago, I went to a friend had a big event. He was on a show. He was going to do this stuff. We all sat there and have dinner and watch the show. He got cut. And I've been cut from things many a time. And so I'm like, yeah, let's see what happens. I don't want to tell the world. Although now I'm like, yeah, just tell them I booked a show and whatever you need to do, but don't name the show. But, you know, I did an episode of the Mindy Project and shot like 3 days. And it was, you know, it was this whole thing where I was a air marshal and they go and have sex in the bathroom of the airplane. And I come in and kick in the door and they're stuck and their hair's in the toilet. It's all blue.
Oh,
and
no.
Pants are down. And the shot, so we shot at Air Hollywood, which is like a fake, you know, when you see all the interiors of airplanes, that's where they film. And then we did a build of a bathroom at Universal. And in order to get the shot that they needed, the guy was bent over in his underwear. I had to be like up on him in order to get the shot. So I'm basically touching him and she's bent over doing this. And we spent like the day filming that. It was so awkward. They're like, you know, they're talking to each other. They've been doing the show forever. You know, how's your weekend? Oh, my weekend's great. And I'm just like,
oh no.
But, you know, but that got cut. And so, and something funnier came in. And that's the thing is I've talked to a lot of people, like, especially in comedy, and even while we were shooting, they're talking is how to make it funnier. And things are, especially in TV, they're not precious for the most part. They go for better, which is understandable. Like if you're watching TV, you better get somebody's attention. And if they have a better idea or funnier idea, then they're going with that. And that was directed by the guy from The Office who was the HR guy. I can't remember his name. He was really nice. But on The Office, he always got abused by Michael.
Do you guys know? If you know, leave a comment to who that person is.
But he was great. And again, so that's why I don't necessarily even concern myself with it. You know, and these days everything's streaming. You got Fire Stick, go Amazon. So I don't even know what's on TV anymore. You know what I mean? Like if it's something, I go read for it. If it looks interesting, then I go, like I've read for multiple times and I really want to book it from Yellowstone. And the only reason I bought it on Amazon, a guy that I used to be in acting class with years ago, Taylor Sheridan, he's created that. He's hugely successful now as a writer, and he was on Sons of Anarchy, a side note, and he had, I don't know, season 2 or I ran into him when we were talking before, I think in like 2011 or 12, and he'd asked for a raise. And the showrunner, who is a known, not great person, rewrote the next episode, and killed him off in a drive-by.
Wow.
And it was like, what? It was devastating. At that point, he was doing other jobs to support himself. But even though that sucked, he's now, I think he's been nominated for Oscars. He wrote Sicario 1 and 2, Wind City. He's got Yellowstone. He just got the largest deal in the history of cable. And he's writing a prequel to Yellowstone. I know, it's insane. So that moment, which was really horrible, I think, was probably the best thing that ever happened to him. I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since.
Yeah, no, totally. Ricky, thank you so much. He said Paul Lieberstein played Toby. Does that make sense?
Which one are we talking about?
The Office, I think, as I asked.
Oh, yeah, Toby. Yes.
Paul Lieberstein is the actor who played Toby.
And he directed. Yeah.
Oh, he did? Okay. What about, because I kind of see you too, because the last project that we just saw here on Amazon, it was a period piece. I kind of see you also being able to do period pieces maybe in the 1800s. Look, do you ever do period pieces?
I don't. It's funny because this physical set in the 80s, if we call that a period piece, and the thing that I just auditioned for is set in the 80s. Maybe that's my period. Maybe that's my.
Oh, how cool, dude! You're gonna be in like leg warmers and everything, and jogging suits, and those really super short shorts.
Yeah, they're the short shorts, but I don't think guys were wearing leg warmers. Maybe. Yeah, it was war. The funny thing about this, as an aside, is when you do a period show, they pull period clothes from wardrobe, which have been around since the time they first came out, and they've been altered throughout the years. So you'll go in there like, oh, we pulled your sizes, and then the arms will be 3 inches too short, or the waist is like now giant or small, and never we went through several wardrobe fittings to try to figure that one out.
Oh, no, that's so funny. And Ricky said, I'm a huge Yellowstone fan. I can't wait for the next season, for the new season. Yeah. What is, you guys, I'm out of it. What is Yellowstone about? Blain, what is it? I don't even know. Yellowstone National Park?
No. It's about this family with set in, I guess it's Montana. I think he shoots in Utah, though, and Montana. But it's this family that's like a land baron, and how they try to survive, and these different things they fight with. And one of the children gets into politics, but he's kind of the outcast, and the other one's ex-military, and he's kind of the guy that they want to take over. It's Romeo and Juliet. You know what I mean? It's there's an Indian tribe that's always fighting them, but the son is married to one of their daughters, the tribal daughters. And it's fantastic. Again, I'm so bad with names, but there's a woman, she's the redhead, and she plays the daughter, and just amazing. Like, if you want to watch, and there's a scene too, like she's nude in multiple things, but she just owns it, and everything about her. Yeah, it's a great show.
Oh, thank you, Ricky, too. He said Kevin Costner has a huge ranch, and
yes,
it's about a struggle to keep trying to keep the ranch from developers, and also a battle amongst the family siblings. Yes. How neat. So it's Kevin Costner, I guess, is the main guy.
Oh, yeah, I probably left all of that out. I'm always concentrating on the little roles I'm reading. Yes. It's and that one on the side, that was interesting because they still shot over last summer, which not a lot of people were, and they were doing if you booked, no matter what role you booked, if you booked one day or, a whole episode or whatever, you would, I don't know if it was dry, but you would get to Montana, you would isolate for 2 weeks, then you would shoot, and then you'd wrap. So you were that was how they managed to do is they brought everybody out and isolated them for 2 weeks.
So wait, if you had one day, you still
Yep.
you still had to isolate in Montana for that's
2
crazy.
weeks.
For just sit around for 2 weeks by yourself in the hotel?
I guess. I mean, they paid for it. That's but that's how they managed to. Then when you're watching the next season, appreciate that fact.
That's
So-
crazy. So you guys, I was able to pull it up right now, so I just want to show you. This is Yellowstone. This is Kevin Costner and Luke Grimes. It's got 5-star ratings and over 95,000 ratings here at IMDb, if that tells you, at Amazon, if that tells you how great it is. You can see it here on Blu-ray, DVD, and Prime Video. So I encourage you, all you guys out there, Ricky just says Beth Dutton plays
Yes.
Kelly Riley. Is that the one that you're talking about?
Oh my God, she's amazing. I don't know how she's not like, and I am seeing her more. You know when you notice somebody and you're like, oh wait, and then you start seeing them more. Yeah, she is just outstanding.
Oh,
So-
awesome. Awesome, you
Yeah.
guys. So I guess now I'm going to have to check that out too as well.
You have to.
I have
You
to
have
check it out, and you guys as well. So now, are you also, because I know you've been acting for years, we've seen you over and over again on film and television. Are you also doing things like producing, directing, that kind of being on the other side of the camera?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I've got I've just got there's a short I'm not committed to this, but I'm going to probably do a 48-hour film festival this weekend. Anthony and Joe Russo, the Russo brothers, are doing this, and that's the only reason to do it. I've done these 48-hour film festivals. They are miserable.
Well, explain that to everybody first off.
Okay, so a 48-hour film festival is 48 hours to make a film. So they on Friday, generally, it usually starts Friday at maybe 3 o'clock and ends Sunday at like 7. At which point,
my gosh.
the requirements for this one is 3 minutes. That's max. And they in order to keep you honest, they give you certain things you have to incorporate into it. You might have to incorporate, I don't know, a feather and lost love or whatever it is. And then Friday night you find out what it is, and then you come up and you write a script, and then Saturday you shoot it, and then you spend the rest of the time editing and then you upload it. It's a lot of work. And the last one I did was we did the Producers Guild a couple years ago, and we were in the top 10. And it was just exhausting, because I produced it, I acted in it.
You wrote it.
I wrote it. Well, that was more of a team thing. We wrote it, but yeah. But right now I'm getting my screenwriting degree at CSUN, and I enjoy writing, which is it's good and bad, because also once you start figuring out how to do this stuff and you look at this project, you're like, this is crap. You know what I mean? And or not always, but sometimes you're like, how did this is getting made? Like, you guys have funding, and I'm looking like there's so many issues with this script. So I always think I know better. But yeah, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy producing. Right now, I am I'm learning a program called DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, sure.
And,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I'm just pushing myself. I'm in the middle of this color correction course, because if we do that this weekend, we're going to shoot on Black Magic. So I'm like pushing myself to learn how to get that coloring down. I'm fine with cutting. I actually know some effects. It's just getting the coloring down. So yeah, I do a lot of that.
Oh, that's awesome. And Ricky just said Gil Birmingham plays Chef Thomas Rainwater, Yellowstone. He's played in a ton of things, including Hell or High Water with Jeff Bridges. Do you guys know who that actor is? Because I have not yet to see the show, but now I'm going to I'm going to rent it on Amazon right here.
Plays the chef? Wait, Gil? Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Chef. That shows you I need my eyeglasses. Gil Birmingham plays Chief Thomas Rainwater.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's awesome. And there's some awesome, again, I mean, if you go look at Wind City, or any of these shows that he's pulling from the same cast of people, because they're talented people.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
And now you've been in the business for so long, you've been so successful. What would you recommend for longevity in the entertainment business?
Everybody's got that. I have no idea. Get a thick skin and be vulnerable. The two don't go together. At some point.
How interesting.
Yeah, you've got to find that delicate balance where it's just time. It's like 10,000 hour Malcolm Gladwell thing. You just have to be, my 6-year-old is now messing with me. You have to be, you just have to learn. You have to learn that when somebody says something, like right now for instance, I'm in a class right now. As part of my requirement is called directing actors. And for direct actors, you would think I'd do better in this class. I'm not. But the big thing is don't give a line read. Like you want an actor to be one way, and you don't want to tell them to be that way. You want them to organically get it by dropping these hints around, like, he really wants her to do this, and so that they bring themselves to the role. And I've been, I've done projects where the director's like, and I get it. I get what he says. Like, just don't suck that bad on that line. And and I know the guy, and I'm like, I totally get what he's saying. But when I was starting fresh, I would have just been devastated. You know what I mean? But it's just time. It's time and confidence. And the way you get confidence is you just do it. And you learn what your wheelhouse is, and you excel at it, and you own it, and you go like that.
And what about the business aspect? Because I always say that there's the creative aspect, which you're talking about, and to get into these roles organically. What about, because the business, I'm telling you, how much percentage do you think it is business versus creative? Being in Hollywood, like I'm talking like the big pond.
I'm going to say it's 80 to 90% business. Mm-hmm. You will not get the jobs to be creative without the proper people pushing you and the proper stuff that's needed, the headshots, the reel, the everything, building relationships with people. So yeah, it's so important. And I didn't get that. And I always just thought if you were talented, it would work out. And it's not the case. I've seen far more talented people than myself fall by the wayside. So yeah.
And what are some of the, for those of you that are out there that are new, that are thinking of coming into this business, what are some of the core courses that you would recommend for them just to be able to understand this journey that they're about to embark on? For me, I always think it's like cold read is really important, to be able to look at something quickly, be able to make something of it, get your eyes up off the page. There's so many technical aspects that people don't understand when they watch these shows, that it's to me, it's the creative part, but it's also the technique that's really important. And you can see people that are organically talented, but if they don't have the technique to be able to translate what's 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional on film, that you can see, whether it's, they're talking this way over here when they should be cheating to there, No,
you're right. Absolutely. There's a show that I watched, and it was about actors. It was a documentary somebody recommended to me, and it was all working actors, and it was somebody that was in it had told me about it. And it was really good. It really summed it up. I can't remember what it is, but I would say if you're thinking about becoming an actor, is, like you're saying, it's skills and repetition. Is like, find some plays and figure out what you're right for. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays, like everything is so, find for where you fit in. And starting out, I was like, I can do anything. I can play it. Now you could, but they don't want to see that because we can actually get that. So just find out where you're good at, read plays, find monologues and work them. And then, like you're saying, it's a lot of different things, but find a good teacher.
Absolutely.
So, and if they're serious, unfortunately, you got to come to LA.
I know, because this is the big pond. Like you said, you can be a big fish in a small pond, or you can come to LA and, duke it out with the rest of us. What can we look forward to seeing you in? Are you allowed to say anything with non-disclosures, or can you tell us a hint of something that you're working on? Because I know you're doing something this week. Are you allowed to give us a hint? I am playing a blank in something.
I can't tell you what I'm playing, actually. There is that, but it's a show called Good Trouble on Freeform, I believe. So... yeah.
Oh, is it a comedy or is it a drama?
It's more of a drama. There's that, and I did an episode of You in December.
Oh, the Netflix show You. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
So those are coming out. The physical. I don't think I have any movies coming out. Because once you do something, it takes a long time for post, depending on the situation. But I think think that's what I've got right now.
Oh, exciting. Now, if people want to follow you, Blain, on your social media, see what you're up to next, all this kind of good stuff, how would they do that?
Probably Instagram is the best, which is the Blain Gray.
Can you spell it? Yeah.
Yeah, just THE, and then my name, Blain, BLAINE, and Gray, GRAY.
Awesome. Do you have like a Facebook or Twitter or anything like that?
I have Twitter. I'm just not really it's not great to follow. I mean, and then the Facebook is more of just updates from Instagram. So just go to Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. Everything's so visual. So it's like, oh, I'd rather just post a picture these days than try to do it. Nobody pays attention. I posted, there's a short story that I wrote that got published recently, and I posted it on my Facebook, and because it didn't have a pretty picture, I couldn't even figure, I should have done like a colored background or something, but nobody paid attention because we just scroll and we're like, oh, another picture. We're all like 5-year-olds.
I know, we're so visual nowadays. Nobody reads.
No.
Definitely.
No. That's so true.
Well, you guys, we've had such an awesome time with actor, director, producer Blain Gray. Blain, thank you so much for joining us today. You have to come back when you do another project and tell us all about it, you guys. And thank you so much. And we'll just see you later, Blain. And you rest of you guys stay with me. Thank you, Blain. Everybody says thank you to you. Awesome. Okay. You guys, we had such an awesome time, didn't we, with a veteran actor, Blain Gray, and he's also served on military. Such an awesome, great guy. And, we loved hearing all the stories that he told us about what it's like to really be on set and, the challenges that actors face every single day. So, we just had an awesome time. Now, you guys, I'm still with you for a little while. So if you're still in the chat, let me know how you're doing and how was your weekend and what you've got cooking for Monday, because it's Monday already. I cannot believe it. So let me know what your weekend was like, what your week is like. We have so many awesome things coming up. And what I'm excited about, I know this sounds so crazy, but we've been having so much fun with this mug making set that we got right here on Amazon. So I always tell you guys, no matter what, I encourage you to shop the show. Shop the carousel. Shop the carousel for all the awesome products that you can get on Amazon that, let's face it, they just make your life so much fun, right? Not only are some of the products practical and they make your life easier, but let's talk about how much fun they make them. So I'm excited about this mug making thing. Well, let's just take a look at video. We're going to take a look at this video in a moment here because it is so much fun. And I do want to actually get a mug made myself. And I'm going to get it with, I think I'm going to get the all with our name and then Sway TV on it. And so we can drink coffee with you guys in the morning. So we'll be showing you some of the highlights of this mug. I haven't seen it either. So I'm excited to see this mug making video because I want to know how to make this mug. And you know what? Later on today, I'm going to do a sunset mug because Gina, if you're still out there, you were saying this awesome mug had sunset colors on it. So I want to show you guys.
Highlights with sound, double tap.
Okay, let me see. And we're going to find, let's see.
Full of surprise. A new houseplant that even I can keep alive. A small business out of a DIY hobby. A space for love and a happy place to wipe your feet. Something for work from home and when it's just home. And even your own sanity. Because with Cricut, what you make makes you, and in turn makes the world around you. So whether it's the scary times or the you're about to be stuck with me for lifetimes,
nice.
Make every time with Cricut.
Hi. 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 Hello. My name is Lil Muggy, and this is the Cricut Mug Press. A little bit about me. I'm a mug. I live in a cabinet, and I'm here to show you how to make great gifts at home. Oh, cold hand. The Cricut Mug Press works with your other Cricut stuff and uses infusible ink, so your gifts will last a lifetime. Also, it only takes minutes to make a mug, so you'll have more time for doing human stuff, like eating snacks or driving a car. Beep beep, move it, pal. So fun. Ooh, toasty. Be gentle. Is it fancy in here, or is it just me? It's me, isn't it? Whoa. Am I the gift now? I'm so nervous. What does hot coffee feel like? Is it hot?
Isn't that so much fun, you guys? That's Cricut. I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, let me just show you some of these Cricut mugs right now. Look at this one. Now, this is the one that I love that has this ombre color. This is actually my favorite. Oh, and Ricky says, Candace, if you have a chance to watch Yellowstone, you'll get a kick out of the Beth Sutton character. I am going to watch it. Seriously, Ricky, now that you guys say it, I'm going to watch it. Ricky said, little muggy, LOL. I know, it's so cute. And Gina said, the mug is so cute, LOL. LOL, cute mini mug. And Johnny said that it is. Let me show you another one right here, too. This is the Let's Sway mug. So let's sway with this mug. And of course, it's the Sway TV Blue, which I love. These are so cute. And then we have a white one that also says Sway TV, Let's Sway. So all of these mugs we made with a Cricut. It's so easy. So definitely, you guys, I want a Cricut mug too. I want to get a Cricut mug. I want one that says Candace on it so we can have coffee, you guys. And then another one, I guess, for Fit Over 50 Doug Jeffrey, I'm going to have to ask him what color he wants so he can do a Cricut mug. And, you know, right after me, you guys, we have Natasha. She's going to be coming on very soon, and she's going to be showing. Oh, yeah, that's right. Gina goes, tell Natasha. That's what I'm doing. Natasha is here right now, and she's going to be showing you guys how to use the Cricut. When I saw the Cricut, I was like, what is that? A cry cut? What's a cry cut? And they're like, no, it's Cricut. Oh, Cricut. That makes so much sense. I was like, cry cut? Cry cut what? So anyways, she's the mug press maestro is what Gina said. Well, I'm excited because she's here right now. And the next person you are going to see, Gina, is Natasha, you guys, Johnny, everybody. Michael says, oh, hi, Gina. And so she's going to be showing us how to use the Cricut. I hear it's very, very easy, and it's super fun, and she is the Cricut maestro. And then, Gina, aren't you getting one for Mother's Day? This would be a great Mother's Day present because you can make all sorts of mugs for your kids, for their friends, and also not only a Mother's Day gift, this would be an awesome birthday gift or just a fun gift to give to your BFF, a friend gift, because then they can make mugs for their family and their friends as well. I know Gina goes, I hope so, Candace. I know. So she's going to make one. I'm really excited. You guys, do you know how many colors they come in? Because I want to know, because which one do you think I should get? I like the one that had all those colors, and I like the one that had the little foxy face on it. So I'm so excited. She's going to be coming up in just about 5 minutes, and she's going to be showing us how to use the Cricut. So it's very, very cool. So you guys, you know, speaking of our hosts, I want to show you here. Gina goes, I'm not sure what Natasha has. I hope she has that little fox one. It's so cute. So you guys, if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Candace, and I am your host here at Sway TV. Oh, 16 million colors. Now wait, that's Govey. Ha ha, Ricky, I know. Hey, you know stuff better than me. Seriously, Ricky. Gina's like, LOL, Ricky. So you guys, this is so many of our shows here on Sway TV, so I encourage you to follow us now if you haven't done so already. We have so many fun shows. Natasha's coming up next. We have so many shows throughout the day. And I love Shay J, her awesome fitness workout routines. Johnny's like, Ricky. Michael says, Gina, when is your next giveaway? Oh, yeah, we'll have to see when that's going to be and when Gina's going to come on again. So like I said, we have so many guests, so many hosts here at Sway TV just to make your life so much more fun and bright. And like I said, if you guys haven't done so already, I always encourage you, please go ahead and follow us here at Sway TV. Yeah, just go ahead and follow us. Go to swaytv.com. And you know, if you want to see replays, say you missed a show, no big whoop, no worries. We have replays right here at swaytv.com. And always I encourage you, no matter what, to shop that carousel. Go ahead and look at that carousel to see all the awesome products that our hosts have found for you right here, available right here at Amazon. We also have, well, you know how to get here, so I don't need to tell you about the live stream. But we also have podcasts. Did you know we have podcasts here too if you want to listen to us? So whether you're listening to us, whether you're watching the replays, or whether you're watching us live right now, don't forget to shop the carousel. Oh, Ricky, thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always appreciate the fact that you come in, listen to our interviews, and you also help so much with me because I can't cut and paste. That you can always send stuff in there like you did with Yellowstone and all the other days that you come in and help. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Ricky. Have an awesome day today when you go about your business. And Gina said, I'll be signing off too. I have to do my Utechpia challenge. How cool! Well, thank you so much, Gina, too. I'm so excited for your Utechpia challenge. What is your Utechpia challenge? I know it's with David Nguyen for Utechpia. So let me know what it is, because I'm curious. And is it for the RGB keyboard? Because I know he gives away one RGB keyboard a day. That's David from Utechpia. He's one of our strong supporters here. I always recommend you guys, if you have not checked him out yet, to go ahead and check him out, because we love to have you guys go over and check him out. Yes, that's right. Oh, we are doing Insanity for 60 days. Oh, are you doing the Insanity workout for 60 days? That's crazy, because I know Insanity is not easy to do, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you just going insane? You're either just going insane or you're doing the Insanity workout. So you guys got to let me know. Anyways, you guys, let me know. Oh, you're right. Oh, he's live. And you guys are doing Insanity. Got it. And you have a spreadsheet to keep track. Oh, got it. Okay. So she's going over there live to do the Insanity workout, which I hear is insane. But I'm happy for you, Gina. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're doing that. Ricky said Insanity workout or just plain Insanity. That's what we were thinking too. Are you just going insane, or are you going to go do a workout called Insanity? Thank you so much for following us. We just have a new follower right now from China. I am so excited. Ni hao ma. Thank you so much for joining us today. And, oh, Gina said, I'm insane doing Insanity. Johnny goes, I can't wait to see Gina Capone. Utechpia challenge. Look forward to it. Yes. And you guys, isn't it? Ricky's like, that's insane. And Michael goes, same. You guys, you know, if you haven't checked out Utechpia, we encourage you to do that. He's such an awesome person. Oh, Michael says good luck. Yes, good luck, and thank you so much for coming in today. And you guys, we've had such a fun morning for a Monday. Who agrees with me? I've had such a fun time. Gina said, if you don't see me anymore, you know what happened. LOL. Yes, you're laying on the couch drinking an iced tea, right? And you're like, I can't move. I can't move my arm. I can't even like move the TV monitor. I can't move the clicker, nothing. Ricky said, I thought Susan Powder said, stop the insanity. That's right, she did. I totally forgot about that. Susan Powder's big thing was stop the insanity. You guys remember her? She's on Amazon too, like her DVDs and her videos and everything. She was super big in the 90s, right? And she had all sorts of awesome fitness videos, great fitness diva. You guys should check her out. You guys, we had such an awesome time. If you guys had an awesome time, let me know. I had such fun today. And today is Monday, so we have 4 more days of so much fun. And you know what? I'll give you a hint that maybe, just maybe, we're not sure yet, but we have to see. You know, Fit Over 50, Doug Jeffrey, and Blake, you guys had such a good time with Blake Adams at the beginning of last week. You've been asking about him. So they may be back on the weekend if they have time. And they're going to be doing some really cool fitness routines for you that you guys can follow along with. Fit Over 50, or they said Fit Over 50. I can't say it. Fit Over 50. Anyways, they're going to be doing some awesome fitness routines, so we're really excited about it. Hopefully they'll be coming this weekend, and if they are, we'll give you guys enough lead-up time. Oh, no! Ricky's like, Bueller, anybody? Voodoo Economics. Do you guys know what that's from? I love that movie. It is so funny, but 16 Candles is my favorite. Whose favorite? What is your favorite John Hughes movie? We've done this. Gina says, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, every single one of you guys that's out there today. Thank you so much for joining us. And Blain, great. Blain is an awesome, Ferris Bueller, that's right, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of my all-time favorite movies. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I know we had a great time with Blain. He's an awesome, awesome guy. I'm going to try to grab him and bring him into the studio for you guys so you can see. He's so funny, and hopefully we'll get him here. Gina says Blain equals hot. I'm going to have to tell him that. Because he's going to appreciate it. Because I said, Blain, going to drag you out of bed so early in the morning and you kind of come on. And Ricky's like, calm down, Gina. Doesn't Blain look like, what did you say, Gina? That guy. What's his name? Well, who is it? Gina, who is it again? Ricky, do you remember what she said? Oh, what's his name? Rob Lowe. Doesn't he look like Rob Lowe? Except he's like, yes, he looks like Rob Lowe, and I love Rob Lowe. That's what Gina said. Awesome. I'm going to tell him that. He's just like a taller version, though. Because I see all the Blain all the time, and he's much, much taller, I guess, than Rob Lowe is. He is like the quintessential leading man. He's like 6'2" or so. And yeah, he's just a nice guy. You know, yeah, he's just a super, super nice guy. And you said even better. I know, doesn't it? It's awesome when the inside of a person is as cool as the outside. Oh, no. Gina's like, okay, I can do this because I know what it means. Gina's like, chicka bow wow, right? Bow, chicka wow wow. I can't do it. Somebody do it for me. Michael says no comment. Michael goes, I'm not going to go there. But he's just a nice person, and we just appreciate the fact that he took his morning to come out here, and he's also a vet, so that's cool too. And he took his morning to spend some time to just talk about some great projects. I love Westworld. I was so excited when he got it, and I was just like, that's an awesome show to be on, if anything. I watched 2 seasons, you guys, didn't you, of Westworld? And like I said, it's available right now on Amazon, so check it out. Michael goes, bow, chicka, bow, 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 chicka, bow, wow, bow, chicka, wow. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, you guys, I'm gone until tomorrow. I miss you already. I will see you later. Bye.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
Talk to all your friends and your family. Let them know about Sway TV.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You can have a Tambay party.
Thank you, Sway TV.
Amazon Live! Woo!
Such a great time with all of you.
Shop-attainment.
all the time. We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned. Woo!